for clout, I know. Who running your house without staking it out if you ain't really bout that you say you about? I went a different route. I just go pivot the couch. I just envision the count. Then I go get that amount. I got a beautiful house, but honestly, I skip the town anytime that the temperature's down. So someone dissed me in the crew, but honestly, I forgot who. Cause snakes and what's crazy is that it's somebody I probably knew. Me, I don't get it, no clue. That just you don't do. That just a more I add to the list that I can't get no energy to. Watch what you put up on the web. You don't want everyone aware. I just had to lead the hood cause treating me like a celeb. I just went and cut my dread, but I got some beautiful hair. I am just searching for something that's real cause this really not what they say. I gotta smile, but honestly, hell, I put my boy. Sometimes I see him in the cloud. I've been away for a while. I'm in the bed in the town. Debating about who is the greatest, what you debating about. Yeah. I swear that it's always something. Get to it, I always want something. Hey, I swear that it's all assumption.
Welcome to a new episode of NBA 2K TV. This week we catch up with 2K20 cover athlete Anthony Davis. Plus, Robbie joins us to drop some My Team knowledge.
And just about to get underway as the starting fives have been announced. Well, the weekend has officially begun, and we welcome you to Now we have a moment. DA, take it away.
Nuggets coach Mike Malone is the son of...
That's some pretty sound advice. Thanks, DA. And a look at the starters for San Antonio. They've got Dejounte Murray. Aldridge out there with Lyle. And it's DeRozan. And it's Forbes in at the shooting guard. And for the Nuggets, at the forward slots, it's Barton and Millsap. The backcourt is Murray and Harris. And it's Jokic in at the 5. Now here is Harris. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Some of those lottery-bound teams now giving more minutes to their younger players, developing them, looking into the future, which means more veterans, unfortunately, will have to sit and watch.
And, you know, I always say this, and it's much easier said than done, but you're a professional, whether you're in the rotation, a young player or an old player, you have to approach it in a professional manner. That means accepting the good with the bad, the sweet with the bitter, and that takes a maturity level. And, you know, when the trade deadline is behind you, you only can control what you can control, and that's what veterans should be about.
And hopefully the coach communicates the ideas behind the moves, too.
I like that, but there's no obligation to do so.
Right. Here's Murray following the bucket by the Spurs. Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. And DeRozan kicks to Murray. Pass to Lyles. Over Jokic. Good defense by Jokic. The Nuggets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Barton drives in. Here's Harris. Can't hit that one. Nice D from DeRozan. For San Antonio, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And Harris wide open. He shoots, and another miss by Denver. On offense, here are the Spurs. They want to keep it rolling here following the win against Dallas.
And guys, they walked into the arena with a certain kind of swagger, and we really saw it play out on the offensive end.
And, you know, confidence is key there. They seem to play with a ton of it, especially on the offensive end.
First free throw is good.
Dejounte Murray played just 1 season at the University of Washington. He grew up in Seattle and went to Rainier Beach High School. It's actually the same high school that produced Jamal Crawford. And as a matter of fact, a lot of good players have come out of the Emerald City.
Now here's Murray. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Dallas.
And what opened things up for him was his passing. He was making so many plays that the D had to play off it.
At his size, Jokic a threat to throw it down, showing you how dominant he can be inside.
Passes it to Lyles. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Here's Forbes, and it's sent back by Jokic.
Outstanding timing from Jokic there. Then the superb reach to wipe away the shot.
And they're 1 of 5 to start this game. Just really haven't gotten into a flow offensively.
Now here's here's Murray. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. Millsap. San Antonio with the rebound. And in Seattle, Murray recognized from a young age as a potential pro.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you can identify those especially talented players. And his nickname was Baby Boy. And how about this, Kevin? Jamal Crawford has mentored DeJounte since the 6th grade. Those guys have exchanged text messages throughout that time. Jay Crossover, one of my favorites, on and off the court in the league, really has helped keep Murray on the right track.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. On the wing, Bellinelli lets it go with a 3. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Bellinelli has a shooter's mentality, so you got to know where he is as soon as he catches the ball.
Pass to Grant, down low. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's going to be on Rudy Gay. And one area, Clark, that Mason Plumlee doesn't get enough credit in is his playmaking. He does a great job at that as a center.
I could not agree with you more. He's an outstanding passer, but when you're playing with Jokic, you sometimes get overlooked in terms of how well he passes it. But he does a good job and is really solid off the bench. Plumlee moves well, he's active, and he's a rim protector defensively, too.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
And Pirtle sends it back.
And Pirtle deserves a lot of credit for his shot blocking ability. He's a dynamic and dynamite shot blocker.
And a quick look here at some of the numbers for DeRozan.
And he's gone dry over the past 10 games, guys. His scoring is way down, and he can't seem to fight his way out of the slump. He better get it going tonight, or they'll start losing patience with him. And the Spurs, I've heard it said, the most process-oriented team in the league.
Well, that's an understanding of what it takes for them as a small market team to be successful. A good assessment of what they have to do as the San Antonio Spurs to be good. Scouting, coaching, chemistry, all part of that.
Now here's Porter. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Here's Gay. It's a 3-point game, and the shot goes in.
Good, strong, aggressive finish by Gay there. That'll get a thumbs up from the coach.
The feed to Grant. The kick out to Porter. The pass to Morris. Back to Porter. 6 on the shot clock. The third shot of the possession finally falls for him.
Just using his size well close to the rim. Porter is outstanding at cashing in from those spots.
Back to Mills. From the arc. That one doesn't go. Good work defensively by Morris. To the paint. Here's Porter. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Porter's got his second basket of the game.
Yeah, good defense there. Porter does go 6'10" with that 7-foot wingspan. How about a 9-foot standing reach?
And that does it for the first quarter. Nuggets lead by 5. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Nicole.
Basketball, like passion, love.
In basketball, Greg, a big deal in Jokic's native land of Serbia.
And I love his creativity. There's an artistry and a freedom in how he plays the game.
And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. What do you guys think about the Nuggets out here in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
They've got Porter. Jeremy Grant is out there with Plumlee. Then there's Monte Moore. And it's Craig in at the 2-guard position. That's the group on the floor for Denver. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, my cousin LaMarcus Aldridge is not the flashiest player, but he is respected. His former teammate in Portland, C.J. McCollum, said he hasn't changed his game to try and fit the new NBA. He shoots mid-range, scores under the basket, strong as heck. He knows who he is. Kevin, Marcus isn't really my cousin, but his game never goes out of style.
You're right, D.A., and he is still getting it done. Thank you. It's stolen by Morris. It's tipped, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Gay. Playing as a team so crucial. Let's see the NBA's best. Fourth, the Nuggets.
And you know, when your team has a lot of assists, it's testimony to the unselfishness, the patience, the ball movement, the player movement. They have shown all of that.
Jokic, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Jamal Murray comes in for Monte Morris.
And Pirtle does just a little bit of everything for this team. A big man that has excellent passing skills. Or the shot repertoire of Jakob Pirtle. Mostly 10 feet and in is his strength. He's an old school big man in every sense of the word, but efficient in what he does.
And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Jokic has got the lead up to 7 now for the Nuggets.
Jokic is such a developed offensive player. He's really good at taking advantage of these mid-range spots.
Pass to Gay. Plays it up and banks it in. And Clark at 7 feet tall. Pirtle a live body in there.
He's live and he's also no stiff, guys. Pirtle can catch and finish. He's active in defending. Gets off the ground quickly and easily. I like his package as a big guy.
White drives in. The shot's good on the assist by Walker.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Nuggets. Clark, there are a lot of great playmakers in this NBA that sometimes we don't talk about or under the radar.
Yeah, there are. Again, so many outstanding players in a league of 30 teams. But, you know, Drew Holiday has been outstanding as a big playmaking guard. As good scoring the ball as he is playmaking. Draymond Green, not a guard, but makes decisions and passes the ball like a high-level guard and is extremely valuable in that Warriors attack. Those two guys are a little bit undervalued for their ability to make their teammates better.
Good point. To the inside, Millsap, and the layup falls. And now a 7-point Nugget lead.
Surveying the floor, Gary Harris recognizes when his teammates have open looks and gets it to him.
Murray against Murray. Pass to Forbes. Back to Murray. There's the three. Carries it from 3-point range. Murray's got 7 points in the game.
So hard to challenge these shots. I mean, especially against the better shooters.
Murray kicks to Harris. And they come right back with their own 3-pointer. Harris has got the lead back up to 7 now for Denver. Jokic with the steal. And oh, here we go. Harris, nobody back.
Harris so good at using his body and athleticism to draw fouls. Hard to match up with him.
All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Nuggets.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also, how about the fact defensively they're getting that backboard and getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
Murray, the pass to DeRozan. The dish to Aldridge. Double team on Aldridge. Free throw line jump shot. And he hits the jump shot. Aldridge has got his first bucket in this one.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here.
Yeah, gets a finger on it, but just can't quite come up with the steal.
Clearly a careless pass. He got away with one there.
San Antonio making a switch here. Mills is checked in. Here's DeRozan. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Boy, nice job that time, guys, from Forbes. Spotting the wide open man and dropping the dime.
To the middle. And Jokic with the basket on the assist by Murray. And it's 8 points for Jokic.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
Here's Aldridge. And he uses the glass on the layup. Aldridge has got 4 this quarter.
Aldridge has a nice methodical way about his game that makes him extremely reliable down low. He's a smooth operator in the post.
They get it back. The kick out to Barton. Pass to Jokic. Tries again, and it's sent back by Aldridge.
You know, over time, Aldridge has really developed into a pretty good shot blocker.
And it's good, but hold on. The officials may want to look at that one on the replay monitor. And we are not going to halftime just yet. Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
And even though, you know, you're thinking maybe we don't need to replay in a situation like this, still plenty of time left in this game, and really it's about getting the call right.
Yeah, and the NBA Replay Center in Secaucus is queuing up the footage for the officials on the floor. And the new process is making for quicker turnarounds, I think.
And it looks like they got it right this time. No basket. The clock had expired while the ball was still in his hands.
And even if they don't show...
All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to a pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark of 5 in the period. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output for both teams, and they still find themselves in a good position at the half. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half? And that's a wrap with the third.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. What a game we're seeing from Gary Harris.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Here's who Greg Popovich is starting in the second half. We've got Lyles, also LaMarcus Aldridge out. DeJounte Murray is out there with DeRozan, and it's Forbes in at the 2-guard. And he gets it to go. And it's 6 points for Paul Millsap.
You know, an area worthy of further development for Murray is keeping his teammates involved.
And Clark, one thing that makes Will Barton so good is that he fits right in among any group of players.
And I like the pace he plays with, guys. He doesn't seem to force the issue. He lets the game come to him, and when he has opportunities to explode, he usually does. He's always moving. He's active at both ends. And he's a high-quality performer.
5 to shoot. Second chance effort. Yep, it counts. And now it's a 9-point Nugget lead.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And it's sent back by Millsap.
Pretty cool to see Millsap turn shots back. I mean, he's a mobile, athletic, big man who is taking pride in his defensive work.
Here's Jokic, and again it's Denver.
Just make sure you keep getting him touches. I mean, you love what he's doing at the offensive end. Don't go away from him.
Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. And it's Murray penetrating, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Murray. And the Nuggets with some changes. Grant, he's checked in for Millsap. Michael Porter comes in for Will Barton. And it's Torrey Craig in for Harris. So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Aldridge. Gay comes in for Lyons. Bellinelli, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. And it's Lonnie Walker in for Bryn Forbes.
And making his return from the ACL tear, DeJounte Murray, long, athletic, and young. He still has a very bright future.
Grant kicks to Jokic. Again, the Nuggets score.
I am very impressed with the poise Jokic has shown tonight. He's been unflappable no matter what they've thrown at him.
Now the pass to Poeltl. Over Jokic. Count it. And the Nugget lead has been cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Poeltl. And Murray winning second team all-defense in 2018. And Greg, at that time, he was only 21.
And that's been his strong suit. If he can hit perimeter shots consistently, he can be a star.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
And at 6'10", Porter is a threat to score inside, which is why the defense is trying to rough him up a bit.
Monte Morris is checked in for Denver. And San Antonio with the change here, too. White's checked in. Clark, over the last couple decades, the role of the big man has changed and required more skill outside shooting among them.
Yeah, that's one of the things. And then the ability to move your feet defensively.
Yes.
Because the three-point shot spaces the floor so much. And a lot of times teams will have 4, maybe 5 perimeter shooters out there regardless of size. So big guys, if they're going to play in that type of an alignment, have to be able to move their feet and effectively guard perimeter players and also make shots from the perimeter as well.
Amazing to see guys that big out there sometimes with a one-on-one with a guard, like on the three-point line.
No doubt. And also the big guys, we've got a ton of them, Kevin, across the league that can really knock down the three-point shot.
Mason Plumlee's checked in for Grant. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Mills, he's checked in for Lonnie Walker. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And you look at how the Nuggets have become the team they are. A lot has to do with player development.
Exactly. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Denver has done a great job in the draft. Identify talent, stick to your guns in choosing that talent, then build it, develop it. Their front office has been fantastic. You know, the Spurs are never afraid to play to the tune of their own drummer. I mean, just as the rest of the league embraces threes and layups, the Spurs going against that grain, leading the league in mid-range shots and post-ups.
Mills passes to Purdy. Three-pointer. Denver grabs the miss.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
You were talking about the mid-range and the post-up. Those are the strengths of DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, Coach Popovich has been so successful for decades because he always adapts to the strengths of his players. Outstanding coaches do that in every sport. That shot diet might not work for most other teams, but if it fits the Spurs, they'll go old school and make it work for them.
LaMarcus Aldridge is checked in for San Antonio. DeRozan comes in for Marco Bellinelli. Jokic, no good.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
Mills passes to Aldridge. Near the three-point line, it's Morris, and it's Rudy Gay with the rebound. Gay's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Mills. The layup off target.
Good offense squaring up against better D there. Got to appreciate that stop.
Gray kicks to Jokic. Good for his 8th field goal. He's attempted a dozen shots.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Mills looking it over. Drills the three-pointer. Mills has got 4 points now in the quarter.
You know, Mills has been a guy who's been very streaky as a perimeter shooter, but he's been good behind the arc his entire career.
Pass to Craig. Here's Morris. Gay with the block. They recover it. Jokic and can't hit the shot, but they're saying he got hacked, so he'll head to the free throw line.
Nikola Jokic is really a jack-of-all-trades kind of player. This big fella has multiple skills, and there's not much he doesn't do well.
And it's been a really good day for him at the line. Some other bigs have well-documented problems on their free throws. He's not one of them.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Mike Malone moments ago with some words for his players.
Let's build on it. Let's build on that goal.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Filling out the wings, Harris and Barton. And it's Murray in at the 1. That's the group on the floor for Denver.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
For 3, Murray. Nikola Jokic traps the miss. Jacks up a 3. They get it back. Martin passes to Millsap. Here's Jokic. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
You know, it took a little time for Jokic to understand how to draw contact and get himself to the foul line, but he's figured it out now.
And he makes the first. Well, Greg, the rapid ascension of Nikola Jokic into NBA stardom has been nothing short of amazing. You know, he really is an elite center now.
I mean, he's the best player on a very talented young team in the West. I would not be surprised to see him win an MVP in the next few years.
Here's Aldridge. Denver grabs the miss. Jokic has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Harris passes to Millsap. There's the triple. The Nuggets with another miss.
And, you know, the defense to me looked like they were okay to let him prove he could make that shot.
Aldridge finds Murray. Lyles with it. Tries from 10. And it's sent back by Jokic. Murray, no good. The Nuggets leading by 17. Denver passing it around. Murray against Harris. And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Here's Millsap. Out to the wing. Here's Jokic. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
Well, that's a moment he'd like to archive. Embarrassing lapse of judgment there.
Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the 4th. Murray against Murray. The tray. And the 3 ball is good.
Boy, it's been all Murray all day, 24/7. He's really become a lethal offensive presence.
Double team on Millsap. Barton outside. On the wing, Harris. The Nuggets with another miss.
And that's an important rebound, especially on a night where the board work has not been their best.
But they're still in this one, fellas. Can they pump it up a notch here in the clutch?
The Nuggets leading by 14. Murray with it. Out guarded by Murray. Here's Jokic over Aldridge. And it's Jokic missing. And here's Aldridge. He'll bring it up for the Spurs. Murray surveying the D. Passes it to Lyles. Kicks it to Forbes. That's tipped. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. San Antonio calls timeout. And, you know, there are so many things to like about Jokic's game, Clark, and his footwork is right near the top.
I would agree with that, Kevin. His footwork is exquisite. I mean, it is top shelf. This guy does not get enough credit for his pivoting, but his hands are great. His touch is phenomenal. He loses a lot of defenders when he's back to the basket with that footwork of his. I tell you, I was so impressed when I locked into him with my isolated camera during the playoffs. The Joker is no joke.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
During that break, Greg Popovich really had some strong advice for his team. And he was emphatic. He said, we are not going to win this game playing this way, fellas. You've got to step it up. You've got to get aggressive. And you've got to battle to get back in this thing. See if that pep talk got him going, guys.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense.
Murray dishes to Harris. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Murray's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
And, you know, until that final buzzer sounds, I mean, you've got to treat every possession like it's crucial.
Once again off the mark by San Antonio.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Denver.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And this will now push it to a total of 44 games in the win column on the season.
And as we get set to put this one to bed, a one-sided season series thus far, they've won 2 straight.
Yep, but 2 more to go before the end of the season, and they'll obviously be very confident heading into those 2 games.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Jokic.
He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team.
Martin outside, back to Millsap. Out to Harris for 3. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul. Substitution on the court.
23 seconds left to play here in the 4th. Walker the pass to Johnson. And the 3 off target.
And you could tell he thought he had a little more space, but the defender was right there.
You know, that's a trademark of his defense. Quick to react, close down the shooter, and then affect the shot.
And so it's Denver taking care of business in this. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see that rhythm. And
all right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for